Hi everybody, just wanted to do a quick video on how you can play Namalsk single player on your local PC, or in this case my local, well it's not my local, but my Shadow Boost Cloud gaming PC, so that you can explore the new unofficial island for DayZ at your own leisure without worrying about getting shot in the back of the head. So you want to fire up DayZ. Obviously you have to have a copy of DayZ, you have to own it, and then you want to subscribe to Namalsk Island and Namalsk Survival. I don't think it's actually that necessary for this method, but subscribe to me anyway, and probably Namalsk Igloo, although we're not going to include that. It's not going to work in what we're doing here. You'll probably want that when you play Namalsk for real on public and private servers. And the program that does the magic is ArcSensor's DayZ Community Offline Mode. So in the description below the video, you'll see a link to his GitHub repository, and have a good read through. It gives all the instructions on how to download it and install it. It's pretty easy, but basically what you do is it says download this zip archive, and you'll end up downloading a zip DayZ Community Offline Mode. You extract that, and then you'll see something like this, and you go into the missions, and you'll see that actually not only do we have Namalsk, we've got Enoch, which is Livonia, and we've got Chernarus as well, so we can play any of these maps offline, single player, on our local PC. Then what you want to do is you just want to copy the Namalsk bit, and then you want to find the folder that's got your DayZ file in it. So on my computer, it's on local disk C, and then in program files x86, and then Steam, and then Steam apps, common, and then DayZ. And inside the DayZ folder, if it's not there already, create a folder called missions, and in that folder you want to paste in that folder we copied earlier, the DayZ Community Offline Mode Namalsk. So you can see I've got all of them, Namalsk, Enoch, and Chernarus, and you can see they're there. Now, one of the ways that you can start it up, and the fact that the way they tell you to start it off within the online instructions, is just to click on that file there, DayZ Community Offline Mode. However, that's not the best way to start it up, because you may well want to play Namalsk with all the mods on it as well, which is pretty cool. Now remember, some of these mods need you to adjust your local files, so ignore Namalsk Igloo for now. But what we do now is, if we just fire up the DayZ launcher like so, and then you go to mods, we can now choose Namalsk Survival and Namalsk Island, and one that I'd always recommend you have downloaded is unlimited stamina for when you're doing stuff locally. The reason for that isn't because you want unlimited stamina when you're running around, but it's a good way of knowing that you've done everything right and everything's loaded. So you can choose those mods, and then you go to this bit here. You probably never use this. This is parameters, and you click on parameters and go into all parameters, and what you do is you come down here to mission, and you put a tick box, and you click on the three little dots, and then you go back and you find your DayZ folder again. So this PC, let's make this a bit bigger so we can actually see what we're doing. Program files x86, Steam apps, common, DayZ, missions, and we say I want you to use that mission there, DayZ Community Offline Mode Namalsk. I say select folder. So what the launcher is going to do is it's going to launch with those mods that we've asked for and these parameters. But as I say, remember, you can't just tick Igloo and expect Igloo to work. You've got to do something else with Igloo, if you that I will cover in a later video. And once you've done that, you just hit play. Ooh, please exit the game. Must have had it running already, so that will close. Dum -da -dum -da -dum -da -dum -da -dum. Give it a second or two, and here we go. Now, have to hand the instructions for how you control it in offline mode, because it's a very powerful thing. Offline mode, it's really, really cool, and you'll see when we spawn in a minute. Because yes, you can run around and you can play Namalsk, you know, for real if you like, but you can also play around with some god tools, and I'll show you how to turn those. Well, I'll show you a little bit. So we spawned in. Ooh, I'll tell you what, we need to go full screen mode. This might not capture very well on my OBS, but if we press Y, we get up the control bar. You press G, tick on God mode, and execute, and then come out of it with escape. And now what we can do is, if we press insert, we now have a free cam where we can fly around. And we also have, I think you press insert again, and then we appear. There we go. And then also with Y you have the object spawner. So we can spawn stuff in. There we go. So that, my friends, is how you install and play Namalsk single player on your local PC. And it's really cool. It's a good way of checking out DayZ and flying around the map, and experimenting and maybe doing things that you've never done, especially if you haven't got a private server to play around with. This is a way that you can experiment with stuff locally. Now, you can't invite people in or anything like that to play with you. It's purely a single player experience, but it's definitely worth doing. There we go. So hopefully that's useful. If it's been useful, hit the like button. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe, and I will of course see you again soon.